Hi everyone, I'm Lucy, and today I'm here to tell you my story of being adopted and why I'm advocating for organizations such as the Center for Adoption Support and Education. Give me one moment to share my screen. My story started when I was 10 months old. That's how old I was when I was adopted from Guatemala. Ever since that day in June, I know my life has been changed forever. And that if it wasn't for adoption and if it wasn't for my mom, I wouldn't be here talking to you today. What you can see from these pictures are the very obvious and physical differences between me and my family, height and skin color. But what you can't see, and what honestly isn't talked about enough, is the mental and emotional challenges that I've had to learn to overcome. Ever since I can remember, I've had behaviors of anxiety, but I was officially diagnosed when I was in high school with anxiety and a panic disorder. I know what it's like to suffer in silence and to hide your mental health. I also know what it's like to hate the best part of your story and the one thing that makes you uniquely you. I know what it's like to be foundationless. And what is that exactly? It's questioning every little thing about yourself because deep down, you know you don't know a lot about yourself. You don't know if your birth mom is still alive or if she's dead, or if you have a sibling out in the world who's waiting to meet you. Despite these challenges and hiding my anxiety for so long, I know that if it wasn't for the mental and emotional challenges and adoption, I wouldn't be who I am today. But it honestly makes me mad knowing that mental health in general isn't talked about enough, especially when you've been adopted. And this is why I need your help. I need your help to be a solution because whether we want to believe it or not, mental health and adoption is everywhere. We all go through mental health, but every 6 in 10 Americans have some relation or association to adoption. And just by being here today and listening to what I have to say, you're a part of my story. Because let's be honest, adoption isn't a natural thing. It's not natural for a child to automatically be separated from their parents right after birth and move to another country or state. And parenting in general doesn't come with the handbook, especially when you've adopted a child. A child like myself doesn't come with directions on knowing when to have these conversations about why we look different or how to handle our anxieties, depressions, or traumas about being adopted. And this is why organizations such as CASE matter so much. This is a nonprofit based out of the East Coast that helps families directly in the Baltimore, Virginia, DC area by providing them with mental health resources, counseling, and education. What a lot of people forget about adoption is while the child's life is changed forever, so are the parents. And this is why CASE matters, because they help both the children, teens, and adults who are adopted and their families. They're having conversations with kids who are as young as 9 years old. I had mine when I was 17 years old, and that's just way too long. And when I was 4 years old, I came to realize that I was very different from my family because of our skin colors. I was brown and they were white. But my parents didn't know that this was a conversation to continue and how to navigate these types of conversations. After talking to the executive director and looking at the numbers, CASE helped almost 1,500 clients last year. And if you do the math, a $3,000 donation will help 2 clients of theirs. That could be kids and families or both a kid and a family. If any of you have ever been to a specialized therapist or counselor, you know that these sessions don't come cheap. How CASE can help kids all across the country is by providing them with tact, training and adoption competency. So counselors and therapists all across the country can have these specific conversations with kids and their families and how to navigate and accept their differences. I want to thank you all for listening to my story and for being the first step in my journey of wanting to change the way people see mental health and adoption. My name in Latin quite literally means she brings light. Lucia is the name my brother gave me when my parents adopted me. And it's about time I stopped wearing it and I put it into action because I know what it's like to have my inner light be dimmed by darkness, confusion, hatred, and anger. I hope that no child or family ever has to have their light dimmed down by those types of things and to let them know that these conversations are okay to have. So I hope that I can count on you to help me change the life and be the spokesperson advocate that I didn't have when I was growing up. Thank you for listening to my story.